Sleepy Joe's all-natural sleep formula contains a blend of 18 powerful sleep-inducing ingredients, combined in a scientifically studied ratio to promote sleep and help repair damage at a cellular level. So unlike the original Sleepy Joe, you're actually healing and repairing damage at a cellular level when you take Sleepy Joe. And what could be more fun than being mindlessly incoherent in this day and age? You can only get that with Sleepy Joe right here at redpillliving.com/snarky.
Hi everyone, how do you relax? We relax every day by using our CBD product called Relax. Our CBD is 2,000 milligrams strong, and we use a process called micellization to extract it. This makes it 7 times more effective than competing products, and it's way better absorbed. It's organic and it's American grown. So if you would like to get your CBD, go to Linda's link to order and start relaxing. See you later.
Well, hello everyone. It's me, Snarky McAllister, aka Linda Paris, and I'm here with your weekly news updates. I'm going to try to upgrade this bad boy to more podcasts or videos, actually, is what these are, a week. But I wanted to sit down and try to figure out what would be the easiest, fastest way to do this. So I've been doing a lot of stuff at home, figuring things out, learning things, organizing, clearing, and just getting my life down to a manageable level and spending more time on things, slowing down. That's what we are called to do right now, those of us who have been awake since 2015 at least, okay? We've been through a lot. And it's time for us to take care of ourselves. Why? Because we have a higher calling. Now, I'm going to play you a clip at the end of this video by Cracky. If I have to squeeze it in, it may be a long video because I want to play this. Well, I'll edit a lot of it out, but the most important parts that I want to let you guys know about, they explain it so much better than I do, about how we are alchemizing our bodies into crystalline DNA. And that's why you're aching and all of this stuff. We are actually changing and improving. We're aging backwards. If you can get into this whole idea that we're aging backwards, we're upgrading. And intermittent fasting, if you know how to do it. I saw someone recommend a 7-day fast. Just take a 7-day fast. I highly recommend you do not do that. My approach, because I'll tell you why. Because you're not going to keep anything that you do, number one. Number two, the chances that you're going to make a mistake and just give up, 7 days, that's a long time. I mean, you have to really know what you're doing. And you're going to lose the most important lessons, which is becoming familiar. You're striking up a relationship with your body, which you haven't had a chance to do because that's been outsourced to doctors and things. I really should be talking about this on Happy Human. And right now, I understand that my duties are to shift over into 5D seamlessly and anchor the light for all of the others that are coming behind us and for the future of the planet and humanity in general. But they explain it so much better than I do. And so I'm embracing that challenge. And I hope you guys too, because you'll be a lot more calmer, a lot more relaxed, and a lot more forgiving. It's really not about forgiving. Why? Because everything's unfolding the way it's supposed to. And everybody, even the bad people, are part of the source energy flow that we experience as life. So that was kind of an abstract sentence, but they explain it so much better. So I'm going to play that parts of it and find the video and put the link to the entire video so you can see it for yourselves and see the thing in its entirety. So anyway, off that subject for a while, I just wanted to explain to you what the video is that you're going to see at the end and why it's there. So Promethean updates. I don't know if you follow these ladies, but they are freaking amazing. They have Q&A, live shows. They know so much about the crown and its influence. I really don't know if they know about the reptilians or not. If they do, they're not bringing it up in this series. They're strictly talking about the crown, which is enough. You know, just talking about the crown, it's planting the seeds in people, which, if you're like me, which a lot of you are like me, you question this from the very beginning. Even when you were 4 years old and you're seeing pictures of the queen, you're wondering, how do you get to be queen? Why is that the queen? Why are there queens and stuff? Why are they here? How did they get there? What makes them queen? We're all walking around the same planet. We all see the same sunsets and sunrises. We all breathe the same air. Ostensibly, if I open up a Coke or a soda and the queen opens up a Coke and a soda, ostensibly she's drinking this, we're all drinking the same soda. Why are these people, what makes them lifted above and so high? So we know what the answer to that question is. So I don't know whether they know that or not, about the blue-bloodedness and the royal bloodlines and the Knights of the Round Table and all that. They're breeding the freaking next Antichrist. So, but they know a lot. Let's look at their videos. I'll put the link in the description, of course, because these are just unbelievable little moments of deeper knowledge. Shutdown trap. They're Trump supporters, obviously. They understand his role in this. Trump's secret plan. He's coming for them. Structures of sin. You know, these ladies go deep, people. If you're not ready for the deepest deep dives, then don't. But he lives, truth survives. So all these things, I'll move my cursor away because it does that every time. But yeah, they're terrified. It's no coincidence. They can't stop him now. Trump's Epstein trap. He's gone there next. So these are incredibly insightful and educational videos. I highly recommend them to everyone. I'll put the link in the description. And part of what I'm going to do here on this McAllister TV is share channels that I find incredibly enlightening. So this would be one of them. And it will always be in the description. Down at the bottom, I have, it's a variety package of channels I like. So I'm going to start collecting them and putting the links down at the bottom. And this is definitely one of them. Guess who bought a white hat? Me. And before I show you this little video, the video is going to be just kind of a basic little... I've been working around my house like a freaking Russian slave. I used to say like a Russian whore, but it's not the same kind of work. Anyway, I used to say that CNN worked me like a Russian whore. They don't have sex with their whores. They put them up to a computer. They put them down in the basement with a mop and a scrub bucket. Anyway. I bought a white hat on purpose. Now, this white hat that I bought, this particular one, which is a cowgirl hat, I live in Florida, y'all. We can wear these. Lots of people walking around with these Florida cowboy hats, cowgirl. I think they're more like gator hunting hats or something. But anyway, I wanted a white hat. And so I have an issue with hats. I have a very hard time finding one small enough for my head. And so this is a little kid, it's a quality little kid hat. So it didn't cost as much as the adult one. And look, it fits me perfectly. Could it fit any better? Anyway, I love this hat. As soon as I got it, I put it on my head and I haven't even taken it off yet. I'm wearing it now. Not really, but I should. I should put it on. I wear it all the time. So tomorrow I'm going to check in with Norm because, as you know, Canada is now a part of the United States. Most of it is. They're dropping one by one out of Canada. Why? Because they're taking advantage of Alberta. The globalists are. Alberta can't benefit from their own resources. So now they become a part of the United States, and the globalists can't access their goods anymore. Alberta grows, the United States grows. It's a win-win. But Norm and I are going to talk about the irony of it because we've been talking about this now for I don't know how many years. I'll have to ask Norm about how already, I believe, through USMCA, Canada and America are already one. The globalist faction just does not recognize it. But what are we watching now? We're watching the downfall we're watching the whole globalist empire devolve into just a sack of whining, demonically possessed robots or something. It really is something. So I'm doing that. And then Monday, I'm excited that I have an interview with Daryl. And if you remember Daryl, and I'll get him to talk about his military experience, but while he was he's very high IQ Daryl. That's what I should call him. And he has had been a part of a lot of special projects because of his intelligence level. They ran tests on him and got him involved in projects with reptilians and grays. And he's talked about that before. Daryl's in the process of working with his memories, having new memories, and he's going to put all of it in a book, which should be a really interesting read. Anyway, he's agreed to come and talk about what's happening now, and he can give us an update on his book. And I'm looking forward to doing that on Monday. I also have a dental appointment because I'm afraid I'm going to have some kind of extensive dental work that's of no interest other than the fact that I'm probably going to be talking like this for a while. Because my teeth. And I'll be hopped up on goofballs. And you know what? That's always a pleasure. Not really. But right now, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the headlines. And look, people, I only capture the funny ones because we can do nothing but laugh at this. We cannot get involved in what's happening too deeply because people are, I've said it once, I've said it 100,000 times. All of this stuff has already happened. And there's a lot of people out there like Michael Jaco and others, that this guy, Big Daddy, who are verifying, who know what we know and who are verifying, agreeing with me on this, that this has already happened. And of course, Daryl knows all about 20 and back. He knows all about all wars are fought in time travel. And as Christian said, the first Christian that came out, not the second one. I'm going back over his videos, and pretty much everything he says is happening. He got a little off track there at the end, but still, everything he warned us about is happening, and the solar flash is imminent as well. So let's get started on this thing. Okay, speaking of lizards, look at this lizard face. Look at his lizard face. Now, I forgot to say it while my picture was up. If you want me, I'll put my picture up again, but we don't really need that. You can study the lizard quality of his face. Also, it looks like somebody... Okay, I'm going to have to say some unkind things now, and borderline pornographic. It looks like Rashida Tlaib wasn't wearing underpants, and she sneezed real hard, and her pussy flew off of her and landed on his face. Just this lower part right here. It looks like they ran out of, what's the matter? Did they run out of actual human lips, and you just decided to go with the Rashida Tlaib pussy face, huh? I call him pussy face when I'm alone. I go, oh, here comes that vagina-faced lizard. They ran out of lips, so they threw Rashida Tlaib's pussy on. So you can think about that. While I'm thanking all of you who wrote me, I went to the post office this week, and I had mail, and you guys wrote me mail and letters and stuff. So the next video I do is going to be a viewer mail segment. And I've got some ideas about us sharing our dreams, because I think a lot of my answers that I'm looking for are in my dreams. And if you feel that way too, I'm going to have a dream segment on this show, and probably on Happy Human as well. Might as well get more dreams in. Dreams are fascinating to me. But I want to thank everybody that sent me the mail. I got your mail in my first mail delivery in my new post office box, and I'll be doing a viewer mail video next. And it just is so uplifting to get it doesn't even matter, whether it's a comment or what, just a letter thanking me. I think one of you you've been on hard times. Hey, we're all on hard times now, but I'm picking it back up, and don't even think that you have to donate to write me a letter or ask me a question or anything like that. I love getting the mail. So now we can get back to Pussyface. That's what I'm going to call him, Pussyface. What's his name again? Oh yeah, Pussyface Crybaby Kimmel. He's just a pussy in general, isn't he? What a disgusting creature. Look at it, you could practically see the lizard wanting to come out. Well, yeah, sugar high. Just 3 days after Jimmy Kimmel's big comeback, his ratings have crashed by 70%. Look at the pussy face, though. It doesn't look right. There's something wrong. Never mind the fact that these people are butt ugly. But I got to get back to this guy for a while. I never watched his show, ever. So, if he was ever funny, I never knew it. So there's a lot of people like me whose reality has existed up to this point without this fool, this chump, this useful idiot that they put up there to create propaganda. I'm sure he's got some kind of bloodline thing. But you know what they say about the bloodlines? After a certain point, you start to get nothing but... you want to intermingle your bloodlines and all like that, you start getting nothing but circus freaks. And that's what this thing is. Just the fact that he cried, not once, but several times on TV. When has this ever happened? Except during war or something. This guy gets up there. Can you see Johnny Carson getting up there and going... holding his hand up, like I can't do a monologue tonight because Bill Clinton won the presidency, and that's not the one I wanted to vote. I voted for another candidate, and now we're all going to die. When? Just tell me when. Ed Sullivan, we got a really big show, but I can't do it because My candidate didn't win. What about, remember the guy, schmuck, Steve Allen. Steve Allen. Imagine him. He had so many fun things. Schmuck. They're comedians. They're supposed to make you laugh. And this guy gets up and cries. If I saw this pussy-faced monster out in my backyard, let's go back to this one. If I saw that in my backyard, I'd have to shoot. I'd be afraid it was going to attack or something. It doesn't even look like human. And look at this. I guess this is supposed to make it look cute. Look at it. This is what it looks like before it eats children. All right, enough about this thing. Okay, now I'm going to show you a video of my private paradise that I've built for myself. I really, my grandmother left me with some advice, and I've shared it with you lots of times, but I really mean this. Arrangement is everything. It really is. It makes a difference whether you get use out of an object, whether you don't. You want to maximize your life. What I mean by that is you want to make it as easy as possible to get up. Whatever comes your way. Let's go over here, because there is a cream of the crop. I've been straightening up my house, trying to find what's the best arrangement? What's the most efficient arrangement? So I have my living room area here. A little sculpture, it's not little, but there it is. Dining room table. Vintage posters I've collected over the years. A painting I did of an angry guy with a singing bird on its head. The singing bird is me, by the way. I make everybody angry by being, in a good mood. Of course, this is basically my desk where I work. And here's my pet werewolf that I keep. He's calmed down. We're working on training. I don't want to get him excited. Here's my view. I'm showing you these things because I've carefully cultivated them so that my daytime experience, it's like another dimension. That's what I'm trying to do. Create another dimension inside my house. So I drag my computer around the house, and I love these music videos. Look at that. That came out of somebody's mind. Nice music. Max likes it too. My kitchen is clean. I make sure everything is off the counters before I go to bed. But the most important thing, I want to show you some things about my kitchen, like this bookshelf that I almost created. The bookshelf itself is plain, but I hung these things on it. This is supposed to go over a door, and it doesn't fit over any of my doors, and I hung it here, and I hang towels and all kinds of stuff on that. Same over here on the side. Got that at the Dollar Tree, this part of it. This did not come with a shelf. The shelf is just plain. It cost me 25 bucks. Real easy to put together, but I hang things on there. Then I have my, fruits and veggies and my vitamins right here, and my cookbooks down here, and more potatoes and fruit, and then my 3 canisters that I have. But what I'm most proud of, I did this, I don't know when I did this, about a week ago. Look at that. Look at that. Do you know how happy that makes me? You can get these clear sliding things. to organize your spices in a drawer. I got this on Amazon, and I saw it on YouTube, and I'm like, oh! Right now I've got doubles in there, so I'm going to find a place to put the doubles in. Just have fun. They're in alphabetical order, by the way. So this is going to make it so much easier to cook and to make things. So this, I thought, while we're talking about political things, I would bring up the thing they have going on where they're trying to make everybody get fat by saying it's okay. And this is the LFR family. They're black, okay? Because I don't think a white person could put this up. Black Cabbage Patch goes off on her date for not feeding her. Just the term Cabbage Patch is bad enough, but let's be specific. This is a black Cabbage Patch. In a lot of ways, it doesn't even look real. But these people, not talking about black people, talking about these grossly overweight people that come in all different sizes, shapes, and colors. There's Hispanic Cabbage Patch. There's white Cabbage Patch. This happens to be a black Cabbage Patch. But I'm talking about this Cabbage Patch culture where this is, see, you can really look at the face here and tell that she's gone way over the line. Cabbage Patch. Way over the line. Because a lot of people can gain weight, healthy weight, okay? The difference in healthy weight and bad weight is the bad weight is unattractive and it's grotesque, okay? So it's morbid. And so we've only got the neck here, but there are plenty of women who are of size that are curvy and carry the weight in a very organically healthy way. They like to call girls like that farm fed and stuff like that. They're voluptuous. They have shape. They don't have massive health problems, But this is causing the grotesque to become the quote norm. So I really like this channel. As you can see, it's checked. I follow them. But they are common sense people. And so they happen to be black. And black Cabbage Patch. They'll title things ratchet, black lady, causes chaos in the airport. Or, the Hodge twins are... And I'm so happy to see this conversation's happening because I grew up in Washington, D.C. area, and it's just inflammatory to start conversations. And that's where you can tell the real people who have not been brainwashed is that we have conversations, I've known lots of black people and had lots of black friends in my life, and all of them that have been in consistently in my life, we just talk fearlessly around each other. They know where my heart is. I know where their heart is. So the rest of it kind of falls by the wayside. Anyway, black Cabbage Patch. I'm sorry. Fat black Cabbage Patch. Why do they have to be so ugly? It's really becoming synonymous. Ugly leftist. Well, you can just say leftist. And automatically we know they're going to be hideously ugly. So you might want to, people, leftists, any leftists that are out there watching this video. None. You might want to look in the mirror and ask yourself, was I this ugly before I became a leftist? So which came first, the chicken or the egg? Are all the ugly people gravitating towards the leftist movement? or because they gravitated towards the leftist movement, did it activate their ugly? Or there's a third option here. They're all reptile hybrids. So you could be the judge. These look like mental patients, okay? Short DNA. You know, our DNA stretches for billions of miles and stuff like that. There's so much information in it, and it carries our memories, and we're ancient ourselves. So there's like reams and reams of it. This is what you call short DNA right here. It's about 1.5 inches long. So that explains everything, doesn't it? Look at them. Knock, knock. Who's there? Who's there? Who's there? Sorry, there's an echo in there. Nobody, nobody, nobody. Ugly, ugly people. Now, this girl, Riss Flex, she's getting into the details of the trafficking thing. So she's charting it, finding out like she just hit the Great Lakes area the other day. But that's okay. She's finding other areas that we didn't know about. So she's pursuing that, mapping it out. I like maps. So I watch her and keep up with the whole trafficking elite thing. She's covering it. And she's locating hotspots, if you will. But look at this. Look at this. He's the richest guy on the planet, and that's what he looks like. Face like a plate of worms. And it's almost been lost in flesh. I don't know what that is. That is just like... But you can see the reptile eyes right there. Up and down, up and down. There's a reptile in there. That face. Jeez. I mean, do you think he's tried to do it? With a face like that, you better be 10,000 years old, or 20,000 years old. So maybe that's the problem. They've gone just about as far as they can go. So, when did he decide to go Trump with his hair? It looks like he's trying to copy Trump's hair. When did this happen? Is this a real picture of him, or is this AI? I think it must be AI, and they just gave him Trump's hair? Whoa. It does say that 1 minute ago, King Charles cornered as Britain's demand election. UK government fails. So is this a double? Is the hair really this color? Because I didn't notice that. This doesn't even look like him, actually. So is this a double that's out there, or is this just an AI cartoon kind of thing? This guy's useless. This guy comes across as not even as mechanical to me. Like there's no human anything in there. It's just like a robot or something that you would see at, Disney World. Right next to It's a Small World After All. Remember that? God, that was like a nightmare. You'd go through it and these little people would be singing, "It's a small world after all," and they'd be moving around all around you. It's like Gulliver's Travels, and leaning in and out. It's a small world after all. It's a small, small world. Yeah, this looks like one of those. All right. Trump targets Antifa's command and control network. The witch hunt begins for the real witches. Now, this. I am pleased to inform our many USA patriots that I am designating Antifa a sick, dangerous, radical left disaster as a major terrorist organization. I will also be strongly recommended that those funding Antifa be thoroughly investigated in accordance with the highest legal standards and practices. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Well, the important part here is terrorist organization. Now they can bring in the big guns. by designating them a terrorist organization. Because you know how they kept trying to push it, peaceful protest, peaceful protest. There's kind of something going on here that I see happening. As these people go on, quote, fighting with their whose side are you on, with their protests, whose side are you on? Are you gonna let us steal your money? Are you gonna side with Elon? Give us back our money. It's not your money, old man. Old McDonald. God. So yeah, every time they have their little protests and stuff, they get trolled by the military. Yeah, sure. It's Trump. It's the operation, the Trump operation, the Trump psyop, if you will, because in no way do I think there's just one Trump, okay? How could there be? And they have to protect the real one. That was the original one that we saw. And after that, I started counting them. I think I counted 5, but I think there might be more than that. The ones that are up there, though, are good. And this kind of operation takes many, many years to pull off. Because really, well, one thing I have learned that's been disclosed is you can put anything out there. And they'll accept it. Honestly, all of these people, from Britney to Kelly Osbourne to, what's his name, the loudmouth that now has a handler that bosses him around, they thought they were going to be like the gods and goddesses of forever and have statues of themselves, that they were going to be in museums and everything like that. But it's just like Tom Hanks, the one that they brought back now that just sort of sits there like a dummy. Anyway, so many of these people get, Trump derangement syndrome, and then they come back and they look completely different from the original ones. Anyway, now that they have been designated a terrorist organization, they have the ability now to bring the military out against these things. And they really need to. I need to get Raw back on here to explain the whole NPC. But I think what it is, they have limited comprehension. So they can't ever comprehend anything else once they've been programmed or been told by their handlers that this person is a Nazi or that person is a Nazi. They have limited ability to take in information and process it. So they're only going to go on that one thing. They're non-playing characters in a video game. They only act as groups. They're not individuals. They are not used as individuals. Nobody wants to get to know them as individuals. They don't interact as individuals. They only interact around each other. And I think they feed off their own energy or something like that. But I don't know, I'm going intuitively off of all the information that I have about these things. They're probably hybrids. If they're not hybrids, they've been augmented in some way. And they're full of nanites and black goo and all kinds of chips and things like that. And also, I don't think they come from the highest breeding ground, if you know what I mean. They're bred to be low IQ and single-minded, and single-purposed. So look at the lizard. Can't you just see it? That's another thing with these NCPs. I think they're pretty much all negative because you're able to see the ones that are infected with the, quote, I'll just call it the virus, even though it's not really the virus. It's all the nanites and the augmentation and the MK Ultra and the lizard DNA, amongst other DNA. You don't know what they're mixing up in that stuff. Some of those things that rhyme with Max, those things that rhyme with Max, had animal bug DNA and stuff in it. So what are they doing with that? So you don't know how these people were created, what they were subjected to in the womb, and all kinds of other things. But they're looking for a certain group of short, low IQ, low functioning beings that, and I'm not even trying to be insulting, they can't function once you plant that information in, that's it. They're going to go on that. They're not going to be able to, they don't have the capacity to take in new information and process it. And it's all the fault of these lizard people. Look at the eyes. His eyes are shape-shifting right now in this picture. Look at it. It looks like it's about to eat a human. Look at the ears. These people belong in the zoo. Talking about the shutdown. It was a trap. This whole thing's been a trap, by the way. And the trolling is getting them ramped up to do something else stupid like the shutdown. See, it's because of the trolling that they've lost their ability to come up with any solution. First of all, they come from a background of where they're told what to do. So they're not being told what to do anymore. And if they are being told what to do, it's probably from a white hat source. And so the white hats have taken over. Now, look, I can only put myself in the position in my imagination. But if I was in control of them, I wouldn't let them know that so-and-so muckety-muck had already been arrested. I'd be passing down orders from that position and getting them to self-destruct. So is that what's happening? I don't know, but that's what I do. So you can take that the way you want to. Look at this guy. He's just completely, I would expect, he's almost shape-shifting right here. I would expect he would be one of the ones that would shape-shift. And really, I would love to go look at the video of that marathon, whatever that was, self-stroking marathon he had. And I guess it's on video somewhere. But I bet he shape-shifted through that thing. I bet there was a lot of shape-shifting going on if you go and look at it. He's practically shape-shifting right here. Anyway, the shutdown. They wanted them to do that. I guess, what do you call this? Match or something in chess. I don't play chess, but you get your opponent in a position where there's nothing they can do. Both moves mean the end. That's what the shutdown is. They got them to do it. And now he has all the power. During a shutdown, and you saw the gold fringe on the flag the whole time. Well, maybe not the whole time. Maybe after 2018. I'm not sure. I'd have to go back and look. But the flag's been flying. It's been right there. I think in their arrogance, well, perhaps even ignorance, they didn't know what that meant. I don't know, but even if they knew what it meant, in their arrogance would tell them it's never going to happen. No matter what, they would never be able to completely get rid of the cabal, which is exactly what they've done through their own self-destruction. They're destroying themselves, and their faults are on full display. So the people telling them what to say and do are gone. And now the things that are coming out of their mouths are just unbelievable. And they don't have any direction. Look at that. What the hell? Can't you button that or something? God, they look terrible. They look like they are just about ready to shapeshift right now. And Chuck Schumer, he's just completely deflated. Well, he's been doing this grift a long time. Him and his bullshit. That's probably what this is. All the bullshit he's collected during the years landed in his stomach. Now he's lost all his energy. I found this. just randomly found this. Grandma's Gardens. Oh, I think I found it on Amazon or something like that. Hillary Clinton and Chelsea Clinton, Grandma's Gardens. What the hell? Yeah, I bet you both got gardens. Of course, we know what gardens are symbolic of. It's just so blatant and in our faces. Why aren't I president? She said. Now I leave you with the starseed information and about how crystalline DNA and what we can do to help manifest our crystalline DNA.
Indeed, October marks a crucial juncture in this grand awakening process. We wish to address the extraordinary DNA upgrades occurring within you, the significance of the powerful winter solstice to come, and how recent events in your world are acting as catalysts in the splitting of old and new realities. Now, let us speak about the energies of this moment. The changes occurring within you are profound. On a physical level, many of you are undergoing literal upgrades in your DNA. Yes, quite literally, the blueprint of life within your cells is evolving. Dormant codes in your genetic makeup, spiritual and galactic codes that were long ago sealed off, are now activating. This is one of the most exciting developments in the human story, and it is happening quietly inside your very body. You may wonder what triggers this activation? It is in part the influx of cosmic light currently bathing your planet. Earth has entered a region of space filled with high-frequency photonic energy, a galactic tidal wave of light, which intensifies with each passing month. These light-encoded rays carry information and frequencies that interact with your cells and DNA, like wake-up calls to the sleeping parts of you. Over the past years, and especially in recent times, waves of this cosmic energy have been streaming onto Earth. They bring about a reordering inside the human body's energetic and genetic structure. The very scattered data of your DNA, which holds the history of your soul and the blueprint of the living library of Earth, is being stimulated and reorganized by these incoming rays. Perhaps you have heard that humans were once designed with 12 strands of DNA, corresponding to 12 chakras and 12 layers of consciousness. In eons past, certain creator gods and cosmic visitors were involved in Earth's story, some benevolent, some seeking dominion. And during a dark chapter of that ancient history, human DNA was tampered with. Humanity's original 12-strand DNA was split apart, leaving only a double helix, 2 active strands, and scattering the other strands into dormancy. This was done to suppress your true potential and make you easier to control. DNA carries the codes of light, the keys to multidimensional awareness and sovereign power. Those who sought to control humanity understood that disconnecting those codes would veil humans from their true origins and abilities. And so, a long forgetting fell upon the human race. Yet that was not the end of the story, dear ones, for it was always foreseen by the divine plan that this period of limitation would be temporary. A reawakening was destined to occur, and we Pleiadians, along with many other light forces, have eagerly anticipated this and even traveled back in time to assist it. Now is that time. The great reactivation is underway. The so-called junk DNA in your cells is no junk at all. It is a treasure trove of encoded memories and capabilities, waiting for the proper frequencies to switch it back on. The cosmic energies flooding your world now are doing exactly that, flipping those switches and coaxing those dormant filaments of light within you to reconnect. New helixes or strands of DNA are forming as the light-encoded filaments rebundle themselves. It's as though long-silenced instruments in the grand orchestra of your being are now tuning up and joining the symphony once more. During October, this DNA activation will accelerate even further. It is a key shift month for many starseeds. You are likely to feel the intensity rising. Physically, you may experience ascension symptoms or strange sensations, waves of heat or energy through your body, tingling in your limbs, pressure in your head, especially around the crown or third eye, or alternating periods of fatigue and restlessness. Some days you might feel inspired and alive, other days deeply tired. This fluctuation is natural as your body integrates powerful energies. Take care of yourself. Rest when you need to. Drink plenty of water. Pure water helps conduct these frequencies. And spend time in nature to stay grounded and balanced. Emotionally, you might notice old feelings, fears, or even long-buried memories rising to the surface. This can include unresolved issues from earlier in this life, or even echoes from other lifetimes. Do not be alarmed. This surfacing of old energies is a natural part of the cleansing process as your dormant strands reconnect. These past energies come up to be acknowledged and cleared. Feel whatever arises, let the tears or laughter flow as needed, and then gently release it. By clearing these dense vibrations out of your system, you create space for more of your soul's light to anchor into your physical being. As the DNA shifts quicken, you will also begin to notice subtle and not so subtle changes in your perception and abilities. Many starseeds will experience an expansion of intuitive gifts. Your intuition may become sharper. Your dreams might grow more vivid and prophetic. Your ability to sense energy or even see auras could start to develop. Some of you will discover new psychic abilities awakening. Do not be surprised if you suddenly know something before it happens, or if you feel strong telepathic connections with loved ones, or even with your star family. These abilities are natural human capacities that have long been dormant, and they are coming online again. Even your regular 5 senses may seem heightened. Colors might look more vibrant. Nature may appear almost luminous, and you could find that you sense the emotions or intentions of others more readily. It is crucial to remain grounded as these changes unfold. Imagine yourself as a tree. Send your roots deep into the earth, even as your branches reach for the sky. Gaia, Earth, is your ally in this process. She too is raising her vibration, and she lovingly supports her children, all life on her, in rising with her. Of course, not everyone welcomes these changes. There are those we often call the Cabal, or the World Management Team, elite groups who have long benefited from humanity's ignorance and fear. They have quietly pulled strings from behind the scenes for a very long time, and they do not wish to lose their power. These groups understand the power of frequency and consciousness. They know that if they can keep the masses in low vibrations of fear, anger, and despair, they can maintain control and even feed off that energy. In truth, there has been an invisible frequency war going on. These dark players broadcast fear and chaos into the collective, and many people unwittingly amplify it by reacting with yet more fear. This feedback loop has sustained their matrix of control. But now, as more of you awaken and hold higher frequencies of love and clarity, the Cabal's influence is waning. When people stop feeding fear and choose unity instead, the old control mechanisms crumble. This is why we emphasize the importance of not giving your energy to fear-based narratives. Your high vibration literally starves the old matrix of its fuel. At the same time, know that there are also powerful forces of light working to assist humanity's liberation. One of these is what some of you refer to as the White Hat Earth Alliance, a group of awakening individuals embedded within governments, militaries, and institutions worldwide assisted by benevolent off-world beings who are quietly counteracting the cabal. This alliance has already foiled many dark plans that never became public, and they continue to keep a watchful eye on potential threats. You might not hear of their successes in your mainstream news, but they are very real. They stand ready to neutralize any last-ditch efforts the cabal might attempt to create chaos or to hijack the ascension process. While small disruptions may still happen, and often those events end up waking more people up, the Alliance is determined that no major catastrophic event will be allowed to derail humanity's awakening. Their presence is a reassurance that the scales are tipped in favor of the light. So, if further attempts by the dark side do occur, see them for what they are: the flailing of a beast in its final moments. The old system is dying. Its chaos is a last gasp. Stay calm and anchored in your light, and it will pass. Remember, where you focus your attention is where you direct your energy. In this month of October especially, be extremely mindful of what you give your attention to. The old matrix desperately wants your fear and outrage as fuel to keep itself alive a bit longer. Do not feed it. If you see fear-laden news or divisive drama unfolding, consciously step back. You can stay informed, but don't immerse yourself in the 24/7 panic cycle. Every moment you choose not to give in to fear and instead maintain your center, you starve the old paradigm and empower the new. Instead of feeding what you don't want, focus on feeding the reality you do want, the new earth. Pour your energy into positive visions, solutions, and actions. Envision the harmonious world you wish to live in, and feel it as if it is real now. That act of imagination and intent is powerful creative work. It is like watering the seeds of new earth with your consciousness. And in a literal sense, contribute your efforts toward building the new, perhaps through community projects, creative endeavors, acts of kindness, or simply living in alignment with your values. Each time you choose to invest your attention and energy in something uplifting and constructive, you are strengthening the timeline of love and unity. You are helping the new world take root. Many starseeds and lightworkers sometimes feel impatient. When will this new earth fully manifest? When will the old corruption be gone? We understand the longing to see tangible results. We say to you, it is manifesting piece by piece through you. It's not something being handed down from above while you watch. It's something being co-created through your active participation. So take heart in every small step and every quiet victory. They accumulate. One day, you will look back and realize the world truly has transformed, and you were part of it every step of the way. In fact, that day is not as far off as it might sometimes seem. Before we conclude, we want to mention a couple of other things relevant to this month of October. As you move later in the month, around the time of the end of October, Samhain or Halloween, the veil between the physical world and the spirit realms becomes thinner. Many cultures have noted this as a time when contact with ancestors and guides is easier. You may notice an uptick in intuitive or paranormal experiences during this period. Vivid dreams, sensing the presence of loved ones in spirit, or receiving insightful messages in meditation. Don't be alarmed by this. Approach it with curiosity and discernment. If you feel called, you can use this window to quietly honor your ancestors or to seek guidance from your higher self and spirit team. A simple candle lit with a clear intention or a quiet meditation on the evening of October 31st can be very powerful. The key is to connect only with energies of love and light. Your intention and vibration ensure this. You may receive personal insights, healing, or a profound sense of connection during this time. Embrace it as an opportunity to deepen your communication with the unseen helpers who surround you. Dear Shining Souls, as we come toward the conclusion of this message, let us summarize and reinforce what we have shared. You are undergoing a tremendous upgrade on all levels: physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. October will accelerate this, but you are ready. Embrace the changes within you, even the uncomfortable ones, knowing they are part of your metamorphosis. Much like a caterpillar in a cocoon, things may feel chaotic or unfamiliar at times, but this is the prelude to a beautiful transformation. Trust the process of your awakening. The winter solstice to come will be a powerful moment of rebirth and illumination. If you consistently navigate this month with love, clarity, and trust, you will be prepared to receive the full blessings of that solstice energy. External events in the world, even shocking or tumultuous ones, will continue to arise as part of the great change. Do not allow them to shake you from your center. See them with awakened eyes and remember what we have told you. Do not feed fear or despair. Instead, hold the vision of a safe, positive outcome. It truly is your duty, as someone who knows the power of consciousness, to imagine and decree the world you wish to experience. If you consistently visualize a harmonious, thriving Earth, you are actively contributing to making it so. Your own experience will increasingly reflect the world you nurture in your mind and heart.